What is going on, Bulls Nation? Tough loss, back-to-back loss against the two LA teams. What does it mean for the Bulls in their quest for the play-in slash playoffs? We're going to talk about this loss right after this.
You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation, your home for all things Chicago Bulls.
All right, Bulls Nation. So it certainly doesn't help the Bulls' cause because we're shooting now for the 8th seed. Right? We're shooting for the 8th seed, and it's tough because yes, we do have some ground over Indiana and Washington, but it's shrinking. We have a tough schedule ahead of us outside of this Friday against Charlotte, but again, this is the Chicago Bulls we're talking about. We can certainly lose that game too. And this is what I can't wrap my head around all season. When we are struggling to score with 3 scorers on the floor, like certainly our win against the Lakers last Sunday was amazing. That was a big win, but that is due to our defense and fast break points and containing the Lakers, which in these 2 losses we didn't do that. But with such an offensive firepower like the Bulls, at least on paper, you would think that defense is not going to be our problem, right? I mean, you would think that defense is going to be our problem, but offense it's always going to be there. But that's not the case. So you saw in back-to-back games that they are stacking up, just kind of like what the teams did to us in the playoffs, which they are going to stack up on the paint. They're going to eliminate the mid-range, basically, which renders DeRozan ineffective because the moment he steps in, that is congested inside the lane. So that renders him ineffective, and also Vucevic, which operates inside. At the same time, with Zach, Zach can shoot from the outside, but he didn't shoot particularly well tonight. He's actually 0 of 2 in the three-point area. So it's not a good game plan, right? We don't have a game plan for this. Like, Milwaukee did this to us last year. I don't know. The Lakers did basically the exact same thing. They blitzed the ball handler, they packed up inside, and they waited for the Bulls. The only reason we were able to come back is because of defense, easy points, fast break, leading up to 3-pointers. Which is, again, is it just lack of offensive sets? Not knowing which is the right combination on the floor? The difference between this year and last year was that DeRozan was playing out of his mind. That he can hit those shots, but in the playoffs, not even the playoffs, second half of the season, we got exposed. This year, you would think that even though the personnel is pretty much the same, and yes, we don't have 3-point shooters, but I think you can remedy that by running sets, having the right combination of people out there. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but DeMar works well with the second unit. By that I mean, if he's on the floor with Drummond, Kobe, Ayo, and maybe Pat Williams out there, or maybe Derrick Jones Jr., he works well. Why? Because the other 4 doesn't, I guess, expect to shoot. So what they're doing is watching DeMar and waiting for the second chance opportunities or going back on defense. Therefore, we negate the fast break points of the other team. Sometimes we create, defensive plays that leads to a fast break. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that know your personnel. We've been playing this game for about 2 years now with pretty much the same roster outside of, different people here and there. But I noticed that DeMar works well with that second unit. I'm not suggesting to put DeMar on the bench, but if things are not going well in the first quarter, kind of like what happened tonight where the Lakers jumped off and we were down by 21 points, as you can see, the bench cut it down. We even took the lead and then we let them back again. You got to make adjustments throughout the game. I mean, if things are going well for us, fine. Go with your normal rotation where you take DeMar out in the first 6 minutes of the first quarter, put him back in the second quarter. Now, if in the first quarter, in the first 4 minutes, the other team jumped into like a 15-point lead, DeMar's not the right guy because he slows the games down. If the game is particularly close, then keep DeMar in there. But once you get behind, DeMar's not the right guy because he doesn't do fast breaks. He doesn't shoot three-pointers, so therefore, You're playing a slow pace, and how can you come back on a game like that? The reason he works well and we were able to come back is because the other guys play fast. He even got 2 steals because the other guys fill out the passing lanes. They work differently, right? Like, so I'm not suggesting put DeMar on the bench, but the leash should be short, and you got to be able to know the circumstances, know what's happening around you. Now, tonight, Vooch was cooking. Isn't that more ideal to put him on the post more and then play off of him? If they double, great, kick it out. If they don't shoot, then you kind of go in, cut to the basket, but we don't have those kind of plays. And it's not too late. These are all-stars that we're talking about here. If you set up plays for them in a game plan and maybe adjust the game plan as the game progresses, like Vooch was cooking, go to him. Maybe your game plan coming in was, go to your star player, which is DeMar. But that's not what happened tonight. DeMar played for 39 minutes. And this is not all on DeMar. I'm just saying, he put in Javonte Green. I love Javonte, but he put him in and it was too short. Now we got out-rebounded by like 40. He doesn't have much more of an option, but Derrick Jones Jr., I suppose, Marcus Simonovic, I don't know. Have a combination out there. If you're going short, then make your guards bigger, at least, so they can help out. Put Pat Beverly in there. He's a pretty good rebounder for his size. Put Caruso in there. I don't know, man. But, hey, I think we're going to the play-in. Hopefully he makes an adjustment. Or maybe one of his assistant coaches instills this in him. But he got to recognize the game better. Otherwise, we'd be a first-round out. I'm not expecting a whole lot from this Bulls team. But, man, we're getting some progress here. So hopefully we get the ball, bouncing in our favor. Get some good calls here and there. Maybe get some defensive plays. And hopefully Drummond comes back. Because I hate this small ball. It's not Billy Swallow right now. We don't have bodies. By that, I mean Drummond. But he's going to be out. We need to look at other options. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're a Bulls fan. And I'll see you guys in the next one.